Hello everyone, I'm Rob the Robot from the Adobe Education team, and I would like to welcome you to the Inject Creativity Live Show. This is an online show for educators interested in digital creativity. This show is live on the Adobe for Education YouTube channel, as well as other social media, and past recordings can be viewed via bit.ly/adobe-inject. Any teacher, whether an Adobe user or not, in any K-12 or higher education sector and any subject area is welcome. Here are your hosts, Dr. Tim Kitchen and Erin Raithke.
Thanks, Rob, and welcome to the Inject Creativity Live Show, the online show aimed to inspire educators to enhance digital literacy, communication, and creativity skills for themselves and also for their students. Welcome, Erin.
Hi, Tim, and a special welcome to everyone who's joined us live on Wednesday, the 28th of July, 2021, via the Adobe for Education YouTube channel, as well as the Australasian Adobe in Education Facebook group. We encourage you to say hi in the chat and let us know where you are from and where you teach.
While you're in the chat sharing a bit about yourself, we'd like to do an acknowledgement of country. We respect and honour Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander elders past, present and future, as well as all Indigenous people from the lands we reach out to during this event.
We acknowledge their stories, traditions and living cultures. We acknowledge them as the first peoples in our lands, the first scientists and the first creatives, and we commit to building a brighter future together.
During this episode, we will be celebrating a special milestone for the Adobe Education Exchange.
Clara Galan from the Global Adobe Education team will be doing a promotion about this week's Global Adobe for Education Summit, and she'll be joined by two of Asia Pacific's contributors to the Global Summit, Craig Dalmeyer Power and Adrian Brook.
We'll also be promoting the Apac Adobe Education Summit planned for the end of September.
Adobe Education leader Brett Salakis from New South Wales will be one of our special guests.
And we welcome back Paul McLean from New Zealand, the Director of Rare Innovation, to be our education thought leader for this episode.
We will highlight the July edition of the Australasian Adobe in Education newsletter.
Our behind-the-scenes guru, Adobe Customer Success Manager Jerry Wong, will have a special quiz question for us.
And we'll have some announcements about the coming and existing Adobe in Education programs that you can get involved with.
You're watching Inject Creativity Live with Tim Kitchen and Erin Raithke.
Thanks, Rob. Let's now welcome our good friend and the Inject Creativity Live moderator and techie whiz, Jerry Wong. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'll be looking out for your comments and questions in the chat and posting the most relevant ones. To encourage you to use the live chat, I have an Adobe-related quiz question for you. What special milestone has the Adobe Education Exchange just reached?
Good question, Jerry. Now let's have a look in the chat. We've got a number of people who have joined us. We've got Mark Wazowski saying hi to everyone. He's from New South Wales, and New South Wales Tape. He's also an Adobe Education leader. We've got a few people here that I haven't met before. Maltesing, I'm not sure where you're from. It'd be lovely to find. Oh, here we go. We're working it out. He or she is from Geelong, Victoria. So it's a lovely welcome. It's always nice to have new people to the show. And Vicky's saying, my first event from TAFE, Queensland, Gold Coast. Vicky, Erin, do you know Vicky? Vicky, do you know Erin?
Yeah, I think we've crossed paths a little bit before. Not in person, though, I don't think.
And we've got a very special guest here, Dom Trainer. I didn't know you're going to be joining us. Dom, all the way from London. He's part of our Adobe Education team, our global team. So welcome, Dom. It's lovely to have you on the show. Tim Cosgrove from Toronto. We're reaching all around the world. Tim, remind us what time it is in Toronto, Canada at the moment. And Phoebe Parnell. Phoebe has just become an Adobe Education leader this week, and that deserves a round of applause. So Phoebe, thank you for joining us on this show. It's lovely to have you with us. And we've got an answer to the question finally. Good. Now Mark has put the answer in. Let's see if he's right. He's suggesting it is, we got 1 million there, or we think we do. We have an answer.
Is it 10? Yeah, there's like many million.
I
Yep.
think I got it very
I'm
well
trying to
done.
count the zeros. There's so many.
Oh, that's great, Mark. You are the winner of our quiz. Congratulations. 1 million members. Vicky has also said 1 million members. And Roland has said 1 million members. Obviously,
The news
the
is
word
out.
is out. And
Yeah.
Chris Fletcher has said, hello, world. It's great to see
Just
you.
a little Python coding joke. I see you.
And Ben's also Ben from Victoria, on the border of Victoria, New South Wales. He agrees it's 1 million, and a few other people have told us it is 1 million members of the Adobe Education Exchange, which is just awesome. So thank you very much for contributing there. It's been really exciting to see the growth of the Adobe Education Exchange membership, but more importantly, to see the way the courses and resources on the Adobe Education Exchange have made such a positive difference to teachers and, as a result, to students across the globe.
Matt Nemitz, Principal Product and General Manager of the Adobe Education Exchange, announced the 1 million milestone last week and said, "In pursuit of our vision that all students, schools, and universities are creative, the edX strategy is to empower all educators with relevant content to make teaching creativity easy, ubiquitous, and impactful."
Matt says that while we've always reached digital media educators, growth in the general education membership, now 40% of all members, and content, now 38% of all content, shows that we're making great progress.
Matt wrote that the edX teaching resources and professional learning courses make it easier and more impactful for educators to teach creativity by using Adobe apps in their classrooms. Each month, 176,000 edX members use an Adobe application, influencing about 3.4 million students.
Wow. We encourage you all to keep using the Adobe Education Exchange and share the value of this amazing portal with your colleagues and wider education networks.
Here's a short video promotion about the Adobe Education Exchange. You may like...
Welcome to the Adobe Education Exchange, a collection of free teaching resources, lessons, activities, and videos, and professional development courses designed by and for educators to help you transform your classroom experience, inspire creativity in your students, encourage and enhance digital literacy using a range of Adobe tools. For over a decade, the Adobe Education Exchange has brought together a global community of close to 1 million educators across grades and subject areas who learn together, share ideas, and inspire one another. You can also receive certificates and digital badges to demonstrate your professional learning and accomplishments. Search for the things that interest you by subject, grade level or student age range, Adobe product, author, country, or state. These materials make it simple to integrate creativity and Adobe into the curriculum you're already using, or to design your own from scratch. And because teachers learn best from other teachers, the Adobe Education Exchange also lets you connect with creative educators in our global community, interact with industry experts, contribute ideas and resources, and get feedback on your contributions. Find exactly what you need to inspire your digital classroom with the Adobe Education Exchange.
We're very lucky to have Clara Galan, Adobe's Global Education Community Lead, join us for this episode to not only help us celebrate 1 million members of the Adobe Education Exchange, but to also tell us about another exciting event that is happening in the world of Adobe in education this week. Thanks for joining us, Clara, and tell us about the Global Adobe for Education Summit.
Thanks for having me, Tim, and it's great to be here this morning, my time, evening for all of you. We just finished yesterday the pre-conference event for the Adobe Education Summit. So yesterday we had Adobe education leaders presenting, digital media educators attending, and some words from our Adobe team members like Ben Forte. And today we're kicking off the first day of the larger summit, which is going to start in the morning Eastern time, but all sessions will be recorded, so you'll have a chance to check out the recordings. We'll be posting them on YouTube, and I'll go ahead and share my screen just to get a sneak peek into the summit itself. So I'll have that go up on the screen there.
Clara's coming to
Perfect.
us all the way from Barcelona in Spain, which is why it's in the morning for her. So yeah, tell us more about it, Clara.
Absolutely. So if we could post that Spark page in the chat, you can see all of the programming that we have up to date. So it's still not too late to register. You can go ahead and register for the summit, and we'll be sending out all of the recordings for the sessions. But this summit overall is focusing on Adobe's main theme of creativity for all. So no matter what subject area you teach, what grade level, this summit is applicable to you. We'll be sharing a lot of different instructional resources, and we've also partnered with the Google community of HyperDocs to bring you different lesson planning ideas in which you can app smash Adobe Spark, Creative Cloud, and Google together. And we encourage you to share, of course, with the hashtag Adobe Edu Creative. You can check out all of the registration links here. We're going to be opening the day with a keynote from Dr. I. Addison Zhang. And the entire day today is going to go through the creative process of define, create, and reflect. So we start off the day with an opening keynote for define, break out into workshops that are 1 hour in length. You can see all of the incredible Adobe creative educators and education leaders who will be presenting, in addition to our team members. And then also, I should mention, as a part of the opening remarks for Define, we also have Adobe CPO Scott Belsky joining us, in addition to Mala Sharma, Sasha Brody, and Ben Forta, and Aubrey Cattell, who are all senior leadership at Adobe. So you'll get to hear from them and a sneak peek into the product roadmap. We'll also go then from the Define section into the Create session, where you can see we'll kick off the day with a keynote from Levent Erdogan, who is an educator who comes from a film industry background and is joining us from Hong Kong, where he teaches. We'll have a fun remixable Spark template during our lunch demo, and then we'll break out into longer workshops, so going from Define to Create workshops, where you can do everything from earning your Adobe Creative Educator Level 1 badge to different projects that you can bring into your classroom. We'll also be joined by the Stanford University Design School, their education fellows, Ariam Mogos and Jessica Brown, who will be sharing some of the work that they're doing in design thinking and a new magazine that they have out that you can access virtually. So then from Define to Create to Reflect, at the end of the day, we'll end with reflection sessions that will be half an hour in length. We'll kick off with Nicholas Ferroni, who is an educator joining us from New Jersey and has quite a bit of a following on social media and a lot of great content. He's been featured on the Today Show and others for a lot of his work in social justice and equity with students. Then we'll break out into half an hour workshops. We have everything from Dr. Brian Johnsrud sharing our partnership with Khan Academy and Pixar in a Box, to Merv Lapis joining us from Common Sense Media, who is the VP there of Educational Outreach, sharing social emotional learning in a digital world, nurturing students as digital citizens. Then we are going to have the best closing celebration. We have the one and only Serge Jespers joining us from Las Vegas, who's going to be doing a live DJ set. So have a lot of fun. Last year we had him present as well. And we had a lot of educators sharing fun dancing emojis in the chat. So be sure to check that out. And then we'll have a full another day of programming on the 29th. So I won't go into too much detail, but basically the 28th is all about kind of gaining the material, going through the creative process, and the 29th is about actually creating. So we have different challenges that we're providing to educators that you can partake in. And then we also have live creators at the same time as you're working on your different projects, including Kyle Webster. So Kyle Webster is an Adobe education evangelist. If you've been to Max or seen the virtual version of Max, he is incredible, one of the most talented artists I've ever seen, who will be joining us, in addition to Hannah Messer, Teresa Jackson, and Daniel Kreisa, who are all artists as well that will be sharing live for inspiration. So as you can see, it's a extremely packed agenda, but we're really looking forward to seeing you there. And of course, we know time zones can be a little bit challenging. So we'll be recording everything, putting it out on our YouTube channels, but be sure to register. If we could just pop the registration link in the chat there. Oh, I see already one step ahead of me as always. So make sure to register, and we will be sharing the recording, sharing updates. So even if you can't join live, you'll get all that info there. So back to you, Tim and Aaron.
Thank you so much. I mean, who needs to sleep? It's going to be amazing. So I'm glad you're recording everything, because we'll be able to watch the highlights, well, in a more reasonable hour. Look, you had a special couple of Australian guests on the summit today, and joining us is Craig Power and Adrian Brook, who both presented at the Global Summit very early this morning. Welcome, Craig and Adrian. Craig, first, tell us about your involvement.
Yeah, we'll talk about, not getting the sleep. I went to bed early last night and thought, I'll get up and I'll go and watch some of those sessions. And sort of bleary-eyed by 5 o'clock this morning, it was time to actually join with the rest of my AELs. I was privileged to be part of a dozen of us who had worked on the stills component of the Exquisite Corpse. So where we got a sliver of pixels to actually then evolve it and then go on and do the next part of it. And that went right around the world. So there was 12 of us that worked on the stills component, and it was really inspirational to see it revealed this morning as well, to see the final work and having to see everyone's interpretation of each other's part of their work. And there was not just the stills component, there was also the audio and the video component, which I hand that over to Adrian.
Yeah, look, it was so exciting. I set my alarm, but I couldn't sleep, so I got up early, and it was fantastic to see what other people have been doing blind. They send you, I got 3 seconds of a bit of an animation, and I had to make something out of it. And luckily, we all sort of thought along similar themes. It was about what's life like in lockdown, and what are we going to give as creative, inspiring messages. And then the audio team linked it all together. It was fun, scary, but good.
And it was all that connectivity as well. I could see like a lot of collaboration and connection was happening, even though we were all different parts of the world. And it was just really awesome to be involved in. And look, I think, as an AL, next year, go out and do it, be involved with it. It's awesome to be, as part of that, worldwide.
Yeah. It's slightly... Go on.
You're both involved in putting this video together. This was the end product. It goes for 8 minutes, so we're not going to play it here, but Aaron's going to put the link of this into the chat so you can watch it on YouTube at your leisure. Tell us a bit more about this end product here, please, Adrian.
So this was largely an After Effects project initially. We got 3 seconds from the previous person, which wasn't really very much to work out what was going on, but we all struggled and we all sort of thought, okay, what do I do with it? And so you use something like Screen Grab and then do Photoshop and then define the elements and then bring it into After Effects and play with it. And look, it is a challenge, but it's a fun challenge. And when you have something you've got to commit yourself to and there's a deadline, you end up producing something and it's always more than you thought it would be. So do it. It really is fun.
Any last minute words as I'm playing? You're not hearing it because I've turned the volume down, but as we're playing just the beginning of this, any last minute words from you?
Look, I think, as I just said before, it's, be involved with it, reach out to, the Adobe Education Exchange and then become, Adobe Educational Leader. And, this is what you can aspire to work and collab across. And that was the great thing. It ended up with, after this was the party for the end of the day. And it was really great just to sit there and, appreciate what we've been through for that session that day.
Adrian, last words from you.
I wore my Austrian hat, but saying it's really it's Australia with the kangaroos. But do it, join it, come along because it is fun. It's always good to have a challenge, and you'd be surprised how easy the tools are to make it creative for you.
And Clara, thank you so much for involving our Australian or Australasian Adobe education leaders in your global summit. Time is not there.
Thank you also.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pleasure. And what was so incredible, and I encourage all of you to look at this Spark page that we shared in the chat. It's such an international community of educators. So you can see all the different perspectives from educators around the world and the commonalities too, because everyone has gone through a period of lockdown. Everyone's had those challenges of learning how to teach remotely. And you could see a lot of those common themes pop up and there was original score, original soundtrack, the animations, the illustrations. And it was just so impressive. And I have to say a huge, huge thank you to Leona Gaitis. We could have not done this without her. She organized everything for this exquisite core project. So a big thank you to her.
Terrific. Thank you for joining us, Clara, and all the best for the Global Adobe for Education Summit this week. Big day for you. Thank you also to Craig and Adrian. Let's welcome our other special guests for this episode as we say goodbye to those guys and bring in our other guests that are here with us today. Brett, welcome to the show. There you are.
Hey, how we doing?
Those who haven't met you before, tell us a bit about yourself and where you live.
Oh, well, I was going to say former male model, but no, I might start with the education part. But no, I am coming at you from lovely lockdown Sydney at the moment. I've got my tissue out, just wiping my tears away with the new news. But look, a primary school teacher by trade. Absolutely love my ed tech. Big fan of a lot of projects. Been able to work with you a lot in the past. Last time I came on here, I was fortunate enough to share a poem with you. And Erin and Tim, this might be a little bit sad news, but I'm not going to be sharing a poem with you today, which is rather upsetting. But I'm going to do something better. And from a pedagogical sense, and I'm going to use Adobe Spark to actually go through a pedagogical way of a joint construction of a poem. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm part of the Aussie Ed movement, a large movement of educators, people who love to link and share and learn, and I'm here today to share a little bit with you all.
Give us the hashtag for Aussie Ed, Brett.
Hashtag Aussie ED.
There you go. Good. All right.
And Paul, if we could bring him up. Paul, where did you go? There you are.
There we go.
There we go. So, Paul, it's wonderful to have you with us again. Tell us where in New Zealand you're living at the moment and give us some brief background about Rare Innovation.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me today. I'm still next to the active volcano in Ruapea, right in the centre of New Zealand, -2 degrees, so it's a bit chilly at the moment. That's okay. The volcano hasn't gone off to warm me up, so that's also quite good. But still working with Rare, just assisting teachers with general advice on how to drive a creative paradigm, but fully immersed now into the Digital Mastery Institute I've set up at Ruapea College, which very pleased today. We've doubled our practitioners using Adobe Creative Cloud. So thanks for all the support with that. So it's really driving some change with digital and creative education. But the topic today, talking about tyranny and COVID, we're going to talk about the tyranny of timetables on creative education and the responses to COVID. So hopefully going to whistle through that in 5 minutes.
Excellent. Thanks, Paul. We're looking forward to hearing from both of you very soon.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of Inject Creativity Live with Tim Kitchen and Erin Rathke.
You may have already noticed that Brett and Paul are both members of the AEL, the Adobe Education Leaders Community. And we welcomed Phoebe, who's watching this live too, to the community this week. This is the highest level of Adobe's education community programs, and it's a very exclusive program with only 62 teachers qualifying in the Australasian region.
Adobe Education Leaders are active members of the Adobe Education Exchange and are very passionate about using Adobe applications to enhance digital literacy, communication, and creativity skills in schools and universities.
They regularly share this passion with a network of educators wider than their own school or faculty, and help support the work of the Adobe in Education teams around the globe.
If you're interested in becoming an AEL, the first step is to do the Adobe Creative Educator program and get your ACE Level 1 and 2 badges at adobe.ly/ACE.
When you've been part of the ACE program and shown that you are part of a wide network of educators, you could be in line to be nominated to be an AEL.
It's well worth the effort if you're keen to be inspired by an international network of creative educators, connect directly with and support the Adobe Education team, run professional learning for your network, and free Adobe software and merchandise.
You're watching Inject Creativity Live with Tim Kitchen and Erin Raithke.
The July edition of the Australasian Adobe in Education update came out last week and is still coming out this week to some regions around. And if you didn't get a copy and you want to subscribe, you can always go to adobe.ly/contact-edu-APAC. This month's edition features a celebration of the 1 millionth member milestone on the Adobe Education Exchange,
a promotion of the Apac Adobe Education Summit,
a feature on the Creative Educator podcast series.
The July update also highlights a range of new Adobe Education Exchange courses and resources. Do we have time for your July update video?
Let's have a look at the quick video. Hi folks, and welcome to the July 2021 edition of the Australasian Adobe in Education update, available in full via bit.ly/adobe-edu-july21. As I'm recording this video, more than half of Australian schools are in lockdown, and students and teachers are having to work and study from home yet again. In this newsletter, we highlight the free distance learning resources and project ideas site on the Adobe Education Exchange, as well as many other resources from Adobe to help with remote and blended learning. We promote the coming Apac Adobe Education Summit happening at the end of September. We promote the Creative Educators podcasts. We have some special news for Victorian government school teachers, and we promote Dan Hassler's new book. We also promote the Inject Creativity Live show and many more resources for teachers to help add an extra layer of fun and creativity during these times. Please do contact us via bit.ly/adobe_contact if you'd like more specific support for your school. Enjoy this July 2021 update, and don't forget to keep being creative.
Hi folks, we are about to be inspired by an AEL, an Adobe Education Leader. AELs are passionate about the use of Adobe tools to inspire creative learning and teaching experiences in the delivery of either primary, secondary or post-secondary curricula. The first step to becoming an AEL is to be an ACE, an Adobe Creative Educator, via edx.adobe.com/adobe-creative-educator. You don't have to be an Adobe expert to be an ACE, just a teacher interested in engaging students through creative digital learning experiences. The ACE program is a free international micro-credentialing program. It only takes a few hours to earn your Level 1 badge, and the focus is on creativity rather than Adobe. Please share this program with your colleagues and get involved. Who knows, you may one day also become an Adobe Education Leader.
And it's a delight to welcome Adobe Education Leader Brett Salakis to join us. Over to you, Brett.
Hey, Tim, how we doing? I'm actually going to share a technique of doing a joint construction of a poem and introducing some poetic devices to students. This could be something that could be demonstrated face-to-face in the classroom, or if you are in a remote setting and doing remote learning, it would be easy to share your screen like I'm about to do. and do some explicit teaching remotely. However, I'm going to do it a little bit faster than what you might do it with your students. So just a fair warning there. I might just share my screen and we'll get started.
Sounds good, Brett. We'll bring it up as soon as we can see it being shared.
Mm-hmm. If I can do that effectively, that might help. My apologies.
No worries. It's coming up now.
Tell me when it's there, and I'll kick off.
We've got it. All yours, mate.
Lovely. So you can see I've already got an Adobe Spark video set up. I've got my nice little Ed Poet Society image to begin with, and my lesson here is going to be on poetic devices, joint construction. I've actually got 6 different poetic devices, and our poem today is going to be all about the sunrise. So I might get some interaction with you, Tim, or if you can read out anything that maybe people are typing in the chat, because I can't.
And Brett, can I just get you to click the little hide button down the bottom center there, so they're not hiding any important tools. And Brett, can I also get you to just move yourself slightly to your right so that you're more centered, so when we do go to a wider shot of you, we can still see you. Okay, go for it.
There you go.
Yeah, we're not getting any Mad Libs yet, Brett, but I'll keep an eye out.
Very good, very good. Oops, and my teams are starting to pop up. There you go. I am so sorry. So our poem today is going to be sunrise, and I'm going to kick off with just an adjective. I don't think I need to explain to people what adjectives are here, but I might explain that to my class. So I would open up. I've got an image there to be able to start discussion and actually get the teams going. Get the conversation going, and then we might go there. What I will do is then put up a bit of a simple sentence. And in this case, I'm just going to say the sky slowly transitioned to a shade. The sky slowly transitioned to a shade. And we're going to have a look, because this is an adjective, our key nouns here are going to be the sky and a shade. If you have a look, Tim and Erin and everyone who's in the audience there, can maybe I have a few adjectives that could describe the sky, what it was,
what about,
might be transitioning to.
How about luminous?
Oh, the luminous.
Wow. That's impressive.
The luminous, I might even put a comma, the luminous red sky. So I've got a color. Actually, I think if I know my order, it's the red luminous sky.
Vicky has suggested on fire, or the term fire.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what, I might not say on fire yet, because it's a good teaching point. If I say it is on fire, that is a metaphor, because I'm saying it is like something else, or I'm saying it's it is something else. So that might be a different poetic device, one that we're actually going to do in a moment. So the red luminous sky slowly transitioned to so we can see it changing from red up here to a lighter yellower color. So maybe I can say slowly transition to a golden shade. I'll just say that for now. And that's our first one. I'm obviously moving through this a little bit quickly. And then I'm going to go to that metaphor. And look, I can see the big red part there. So the fire might really come out here. So we've got our metaphor is when now the writer compares one thing to another. So we can actually compare the sky to another thing, and we might have the fire. So how about I say something like, I might even use a double metaphor, and I might say the golden lamp as a reference to the a metaphor for the sun itself. The golden lamp set the sky on fire.
Like it.
Okay, so yeah, there we go. So I've got the golden lamp set the sun on fire, and then you could obviously talk to your students to say, I'm not saying it's really on fire, but it's the metaphor, so you can actually have beautiful imagery, so you can visualize and get deeper understanding. And obviously, the golden lamp, you could go into that as well. I've got a little bit of alliteration as our next part. So I've got 6 different poetic devices that I'm going to move through. If I'm talking a little bit too fast, if Tim or Aaron, can you tell me? So we're almost halfway already. So alliteration here, and you probably wouldn't throw everything into one different poem, but I'm using this as a joint construction to demonstrate a few different poetic devices. So alliteration is where we have a bunch of things that have that same sound repeated at the beginning. So you've got one of my favorite poems, or my actual favorite poem, The Raven, Once Upon a Midnight Dreary, While I Pondered Weak and Weary. So we've got the www sort of just coming through there. So alliteration, it's like rhyme, but it's at the start of the sentence, at the start of the word, not at the ending of the word. So maybe I have what's a few extra S words that
I came up with a few R words.
Oh, okay, give me a few R words.
Like the radiance rose above the rise.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
You've done this before, Aaron.
I think about words a lot, and I read a lot when I was younger. I loved my books.
Radiance rose above the rise.
But yeah, if anyone could think of any other suggestions in the S variety, definitely pop them in the chat. We've had a great suggestion from Vicky so far.
Actually, Vicky's one with the fire fit that image that I had absolutely perfectly. And I might jump along anyway to, I've got repetition. So sometimes if you want to really emphasize something, you might slip it in there that you go over it again and again and again. That can really emphasize your point. So what I might do here, and this is where I will need a little bit of help. How about we have the light shone over, and what could be 3 different things that we could have our morning light shine on?
Come on, Aaron, you're on a roll.
Oh, the pressure. Well, what does light shine on the first thing in the morning? It shines on dewdrops. It shines on leaves. Help me out, guys. Pop something in the comments.
Yeah, put something in the comments. The light shone on the dewdrops. I'm going to have a little ellipse. It shone on the
leaves.
It shone on the leaves. And let's see if we can have one third beautiful word.
The crisp dawn was a suggestion from the crisp dawn.
Shone on the
suggestion from Vicky. Thank you, Vicky.
Yeah.
Crisp. If I could spell, would be good. Crisp.
Aaron, Phoebe's saying that you're on fire.
Very good.
I won't start singing, but.
All right. Now, a juxtaposition. So juxtaposition is where we have 2 things that don't seem to go together. I actually put it side by side. And I've been a little bit sneaky and had a little bit of a helping hint here. So when the sun rises, we tend to have some animals wake and some animals go to sleep. And we can see here that I have a bat. So class, what I might do is, as the bats wrapped themselves in a blanket to sleep, what might wake up is, so we've got juxtaposition to opposite things. So we've got our bats going to sleep. Who would wake when the sun rises? Any ideas, Tim, Aaron, or my lovely class audience?
Well, the roosters are often rising early, aren't they?
As the bats wrapped themselves in a blanket to sleep, the roosters crowed the morning.
I like John's suggestion here.
Oh, what have we got?
John has suggested we keep clicking.
Yeah, we're dueling. I'm going to hands off. You click it, Tim.
The birds broke the morning silence. I like that.
Mhm.
And Virginia
roosters-
has contributed the snakes slithered. I like that too. That's great.
But yeah, as the bats wrapped themselves in a blanket to sleep, the birds broke the morning silence.
How about I do that? The snake slithered in the sun. There's a little bit of alliteration there as well. So we've got, as the bats wrapped themselves in a blanket to sleep, the snakes slithered in the sunshine.
And of course, Phoebe threw in what wakes up first? Yeah, the baby. Yeah.
The baby unwrapped the morning cry. Oh, that's interesting, Phoebe.
Oh, I like that one.
Oops, sorry.
I like that one a lot.
All
I'm
hands
not
off
touching
now.
it this time.
And I've got a nice little rhetorical question here. So rhetorical questions are questions that we ask that make a point rather than actually something that we want people to answer. So we might be talking in class about new dawns, new beginnings, something like that. So maybe we could say something along the lines of, I'll just put out a few and I'll do one unless someone can quickly jump in. Maybe we could say, how long can our new dawn last? How many new dawns? How many sunrises will we see? Something like that. Or how many new beginnings are we afforded? Anything like that tickle anyone's fancy?
Who could want more from a fresh breath of dawn?
Oh, wow.
Fresh breath of dawn. So we actually have a full completed poem here now that we've question mark. What's the question? We've actually got a full complete poem here now that we could then go through and actually put our sounds over. We could voice over because it's a joint construction. What would be lovely would be to have all the different students who maybe contributed actually voice the different parts of the poem, and of course we can download and share. If we've got a seesaw, send that off to home so mum and dad can actually see the creativity that's happening in the classroom. I think if I play it, it'll go a little bit fast.
I just want to point out something. If you take your cursor up to the top center next to the download button on the right of the download button, that button allows you to invite other people to collaborate with you. So you can get your whole team working together. Just invite the members of the team, and then they can add their parts. They can even add their own voiceovers to it, so that it becomes a collaboration effort. And that's one of the beauties of working with the Spark team.
We used that device during our creative challenge last year at the Apac Education Summit. It was great fun.
Beautiful. And that's what this is all about, right? So it's collaboration. So it's the technology of the tool is brilliant, but it matches so perfectly with the pedagogy of giving students a modeled learning, explicit teaching. So I can go through, I can be explaining things, giving them instructions, showing examples, but then we're learning from each other at the same time. So we build up their competency together collaboratively, and then that gives them the ability to go off and do that themselves. So it fits digitally and it fits pedagogically.
Do you want to go ahead and do the recording of the voiceover?
Sorry?
Did you want to go ahead and record it? That you just dropped out.
Did you want me to record? I could.
Go for it.
Just have enough time. I was a little bit conscious of time.
Give you 1 more minute. Let's give it a go.
All right. Okay. Well, since I can hear your voices while I'm here, do you want to read or do you want me to?
You go ahead, mate. It'll probably be better quality.
There you go. The red luminous sky slowly transitioned to a golden shade. So for those people who don't know, all you have to do is hold the microphone down. You've got the recording. You could hear it there just to check that it's all right. Or if you play down here, it will play the entire thing. I reckon I can do this pretty fast. The golden lamp set the sky on fire. The radiance rose above the rise. The light shone on the dewdrops. It shone on the leaves. It shone on the crisp dawn. As the bats wrapped themselves in a blanket to sleep, the snakes slithered in the sunshine. Who could want more from a fresh breath of dawn? So if we go through, I've already put a little bit of music in. And if I play here, the red luminous sky slowly transitioned to a golden shade. The golden lamp set the sky on fire. The radiance rose above the rise. It shone on the crisp dawn. As the bats wrapped themselves in a blanket to sleep, snakes slithered in the sunshine. Who could want more from a fresh breath of dawn? Made with Adobe Spark.
Oh, so cool.
Big round of applause as well.
And some great comments here. Tim Cosgrove, all the way from Toronto, Canada, has said, Brett, thanks for sharing your ideas on poetic devices and how it can be applied to Adobe Spark. And he's also a fellow primary school teacher or elementary school teacher, whatever they call it in Canada. And John and Juliet saying, lovely to see the sharing and poetic techniques applied. She's an English teacher in Queensland. You're getting lots of smiley faces from Virginia. Thank you for contributing as well. And Ben, who works for TAFE, Victorian TAFE, so it's Wodonga TAFE. Sorry, Ben, I've just had a mental blank for a minute. This is a great lesson. Thank you for sharing. So there we go. We're covering all the different gamuts of education.
And a big thank you to everyone who chucked suggestions into the chat. They were really, really great. We love to see participation during our live streams. Thank you. Thank you.
That's terrific, guys. Thank you so much, Brett. We really appreciated the effort you've put in.
Happy to share.
You're watching Inject Creativity Live with Tim Kitchen and Aaron Raithke.
Now, Adobe have recently launched a major partnership with the Khan Academy. The Khan Academy is a not-for-profit organization. Tell us about it, Erin.
They were created in 2006 by Sal Khan. You're just so excited about the Khan Academy, with the goal of creating a set of online tools that help educate students.
Originally focused on the teaching of mathematics, now with over 120 million registered users, the Khan Academy provides resources for a wide range of curriculum areas.
The goal of this partnership is to support the development of new, free online learning resources that foster creative and critical thinking skills, helping all students reach their potential and ultimately be better prepared for the future.
The partnership includes a new course on the Adobe Education Exchange called Teach Creativity with Adobe and Khan Academy, as well as a series of teaching resources. Look up bit.ly/Adobe-Khan-course 21 for more information.
The aim of the course and the teaching resources is to help teachers learn how to use creative activities and projects to drive student engagement, deepen their learning, and set them up for future success.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of Inject Creativity Live with Tim Kitchen and Aaron Raithke.
Data3 is a company that partners with Adobe throughout Australia and provides access to the Adobe Creative Cloud applications to lots and lots of schools, as well as Microsoft access as well.
Earlier this year, Adobe Education leader Jason Lane from Brisbane, Dr. Kitchen and Stephen Payne from Microsoft teamed up with Data3 to produce a resource that links the integration between Adobe Spark and Microsoft, with a focus in linking Spark with OneNote and Microsoft Teams.
Use this QR code or the link bit.ly/data3-adobe-ms21 to have a look at this resource.
And please do share it with your colleagues and wider education networks.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of Inject Creativity Live with Tim Kitchen and Aaron Raithke.
Aaron, we've now got 27,463 teachers who have enrolled in at least level 1 of the Adobe Creative Educator program. Please do promote this program with your colleagues via adobe.ly/ACE. The focus is not on Adobe skills, but understanding the importance of creativity in education.
If you'd like to be guided through Level 1, Dr. Kitchen is running the next Be a Creative Educator course on Monday, the 30th of August, 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. More information can be found at our new short URL for this site, adobe.ly/creative educator.
Hi folks, well it's now time to welcome our education thought leader for their 5-minute gem to inspire us and make us think more deeply about the importance of our role as educators.
And our thought leader for this episode of Inject Creativity Live is Paul McLean from New Zealand, Director of Rare Innovations. Paul, over to you.
Oh, thank you, Tim. Well, I'm going to try and follow Brent's poetic lead here in context of the discussion on lockdowns and COVID and things, and turn it into a beautiful sunrise. I'm going to try and do that as eloquently as he did with his presentation. But my topic is on the tyranny of timetables and the fundamental questions I'm looking to get today. And I've put up an article in the Education Exchange, and I'm hoping, as Brent suggested, for some collaboration to get some answers to these questions. And number one, does the traditional school timetable enable a creative paradigm at all in schools? And does it allow for or enable a digital response to COVID in any way, whether it's my version of digital mastery or otherwise? And if it's no, what does a new timetable environment need to look like, and how do we transition into that creative paradigm? So what's led me to this is over the last 18 months or so, COVID obviously has had a massive effect on schools with the abrupt switch to distant and remote learning, and the challenges with scheduling an on-prem to an off-prem environment. It's been absolutely huge for schools. But the response has been mixed.
Sorry to interrupt. Would you mind putting it into presenter mode to go up to the top where it says preview or present, and then we'll be able to see the text a little bit clearer. I think at the moment you're still in edit mode of the Spark page. Okay, no worries. There we go. That's going to look a lot better.
No worries. So yeah, sorry about that. So where was I? Long story short, so COVID has obviously brought some massive challenges for schools around scheduling, going from on-prem to off-prem, and switching between these environments with obviously the in and out of lockdown circumstances. But the challenge for schools has been around the dogged resistance in many schools and the hopeful return to normal. That may or may not be realistic. But the key challenge is, how do we actually unfreeze that taboo or sacred cow topic of changing the timetable in schools to tackle with COVID? But there are many, many issues around timetable. I'm going to flick through these very, very quickly because of the time frame. I've put some stuff in the article. I'm hoping to get a massive response on this because I haven't actually got the fixed answer myself. But timetables generally drive multi-period sessions, short timeframes for kids and teachers to work from, but large mass delivery. And in that, teachers control the stimuli, and it drives that reinforcement of the grades-based approach. That in itself is a major barrier to a creative paradigm. And what that does in terms of engagement of kids are shifting from maths brain to science brain to English brain. There's not always a guaranteed space for them to engage in a creative learning thing. So in New Zealand terms, there's around 19 million hours are wasted, would you believe, with kids shifting from period to period to period. And as a result of the fixed model of teachers in the classes, we're only able to offer, when you break it down, around 2.93 hours per year per learner. It's a real challenge in schools. So what I've actually come up with in my own work is an alternative to that. And I'll just quickly go to this around, if I can. Here we go here. It's the shift from being a system-centered school into a society-centered school, and the shift from grades-based education into a learner-centered triple-loop learning environment. But to do that, I've had to go multi-curricular in approach, and that's enabled me in here to shift from singular subjects into offering more hours based on integrating subjects together. So what I'm looking to do, I've put an article in the Adobe Education Exchange, and I'm hoping, based on Brent's prompt, to get that collaboration from AELs and also any educators on what is an optimum environment to actually respond to COVID and still offer that on-prem learning facility. So I'm hoping to get loads of responses. I've put the links in the boxes there. Hopefully they can be shared around. I'm looking forward to some feedback on this topic. You right there, Tim?
Easily, well done. Thanks, we appreciate your time, mate.
You're watching Inject Creativity Live with Tim Kitchen and Erin Raithke.
The 2021, let's bring Erin back up to the 2021 APAC Adobe Education Summit is being held as an online event on Wednesday, the 29th of September.
This event is open to any educator in any sector, level and curriculum area.
It's going to be a wonderful event involving presentations and news from the global Adobe Education team, creative catalyst talks, and inspiration from local Adobe Education leaders, and lots more.
It's a free event and you can register your interest to be involved at adobe.ly/edu-summit21.
Please share this link with your colleagues and wider education networks and keep that day free. It's a school holiday period for most of you.
If you are a member of the Adobe Education Leader community, there is a special day just for you the day prior on Tuesday, the 28th of September.
If you're an Adobe Creative Educator or have at least enrolled in Level 1 of the ACE program, there is a Creative Challenge Day for you and the AELs on Thursday, the 30th of September. More information about these extra days will be sent directly to you.
Register now for the summit and we'll provide more details about the agenda in future episodes of this show. Let's find out who'll be going to the summit this year.
Come join the passion, productivity, people and pizzazz at this year's APAC Adobe Education Summit.
Look at who's coming to the APAC Adobe Education Summit.
Hi, I'll be involved in the Adobe Education Summit this year because I love hanging out with creative educators who fill me with great ideas.
It's such an amazing place to learn, and then I can share this knowledge with my students.
It's a fantastic opportunity to connect, network and share ideas with like-minded creative educators.
Hi, I'm Erin Raithke, Adobe Education Leader with TAFE Queensland, and I'll be at 2021's Adobe Education Summit.
I'll be involved in the 2021 Adobe Education Summit because I love being among the first to learn about Adobe's latest creative tools.
I'm passionate about creativity and innovation in education.
Adobe tools help me and my students to be imaginative, creative, and innovative.
I'll be involved in the 2021 Adobe Education Summit because it's a great way to engage with other creative educators.
Hey everyone, it's Michael from Sydney and I'll see you at the Apec Adobe Education Summit.
I love being inspired by teachers who use Adobe products, and I love to find out the latest about the apps.
Because it's a great way for me to connect and learn from creative educators right across Australia.
I'm going for the practical, fun, challenging and creative experiences and to meet up with Adobe educator mates of old and new to get that injection of creativity without the need for a needle or a mask.
I'll be involved in the Adobe Summit because I love seeing what other educators are doing and then being inspired to do the same.
Adobe tools help my students and I be creative.
I'm looking forward to seeing what other people around the world are doing with Adobe tools. I'm looking forward to learning new things so that I can use them in class with my students.
Hi, I'll be coming to the Adobe Education Summit because it's a great way to meet other creative educators around the world in your own home and see what they're doing with their students. It's always inspiring. I love it.
G'day everybody, Brett Salakis here, getting ready for the APAC Adobe Education Summit.
It's an excellent way to be inspired by creative educators.
Adobe Education Summit is an awesome way to learn best practices from fellow like-minded educators in injecting creativity in the classroom.
There you go. Thank you to all the Adobe education leaders who contributed to that clip. It's been great getting some of the videos from the AELs recently. In fact, what have you got there, Clara? Erin, I'm doing really well tonight.
You're all good. So we'd actually better have a quick look at what Mark Christie recently shared.
Come join the passion, productivity, people and pizzazz at this year's APAC Adobe Education Summit. I'm going for the practical, fun, challenging and creative experiences and to meet up with Adobe educator mates of old and new to get that injection of creativity without the need for a needle or a mask. Lightroom, Photoshop, Character Animator and Premiere along with Audition are my go-to desktop tools. I have a real soft spot for Photoshop Camera and Spark Page brings it all together. I didn't know I could paint or draw until I tried Fresco. Merch designs and Dimension make people ask how I made it. XD lets students create and present their app as a functional prototype on a mobile device in one lesson. Illustrator and After Effects are my personal learning challenges and Prelude is creeping into my video workflow. Meeting, learning and sharing with practitioners of Photoshop, Premiere, Prelude and other products that don't start with P is why you should become an Adobe Creative Educator. Filmed on location at these great Northern Territory schools.
Well done, Mark. Good work. Now, I'll try and feature one video from an AEL every episode of Inject Creativity Live because there's some fantastic footage that's come through as I'm going through it. If you're on Facebook and you're not already a member of the Australasian Adobe Education Community Facebook group, please join via facebook.com/group/AUSAEL.
This is a great way to keep regularly involved with Adobe in education and the wider community.
Our next Inject Creativity Live event will be on Wednesday, the 11th of August at 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Our AEL presenter will be Adobe Education Leader Michelle Dennis, Head of Digital at Haileybury College, who will be sharing her work with Adobe Dimension.
And our thought leader will be Adobe Education Leader Stephen Colbert from Brunswick Secondary College in Victoria.
For those watching the recording of this episode, join us live if you can in the future. It's always much more fun and interactive when you are live. For those watching live, get ready to move to bluejeans.com/kitchen.adobe for our brief fireside chat, and we will see you at the next episode.
Thank you very much to Jerry and to Erin for helping to put this show together. And also thank you behind the scenes to Freddie Clark, Course Development and Operations Manager at EdgeGain for making sure this show looks good on YouTube.
Special thank you to Clara Galan, Brett Zalakis, Paul McLean, Craig Delmeyer Power and Adrian Brook for their contribution to this episode. See you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Well, folks, thank you so much for watching this episode of Inject Creativity Live. For those who are watching live, join us via bluejeans.com/kitchen.adobe for an informal, non-recorded fireside chat to meet and interact with our presenters, as well as complete the feedback form and apply for a professional development certificate. If you are not watching this live, join us live next time. Use this QR code or link to find out more about dates and topics. On behalf of Dr. Kitchen and Erin Raithke, don't forget to keep being creative.